You know those moments in life when you feel like everything is finally stable, finally normal, and then one unexpected phone call comes along and completely shatters the illusion? That was me 3 weeks ago. I'm 32, married, a full-time project manager, and I have a 5-year-old daughter, Mia. Life was decent. My little house, reliable job, loving husband, and a weekend routine that made me feel like, maybe, just maybe, I had finally escaped the chaos of my childhood. But that call reminded me just how fragile that stability really was. It was a Saturday morning. I was sipping my coffee, scrolling through emails, trying to enjoy a rare day off. My phone rang, and the name on the screen made my stomach twist. Mom. I hadn't spoken to her in almost 15 years. 15 years. My mind froze. Should I even answer? I did. Her voice was soft, almost pleading. Sweetheart, I need a favor. My stomach dropped. A favor from her to me? The idea was absurd. I don't really know how to say this, she continued, trembling slightly. I was wondering if I could move in with you for a while. Move in. Those words hit me like a punch. Move in? With me? My house? My safe space? Why now? She hadn't been there for birthdays, graduations, school plays. I remembered nights lying awake, wishing she cared. Not abuse, not screaming, just absence. I don't know, Mom. That's a big ask. I said, my voice tight. Oh, honey, it's just for a little while, she said, coaxing. I don't have anywhere else to go. My boyfriend kicked me out and I'm just trying to get back on my feet. Please? Normally, I help people, but this was different. My husband overheard the conversation and said, maybe she really needs help. People can grow. I wanted to believe him. I really did. But my instinct screamed, don't do it. Reluctantly, I agreed to meet her. Just meet. No promises. Just to see her. The moment I saw her at the cafe, my chest tightened. She looked older, frilier, worn down. But more than that, she didn't look remorseful. Her first words weren't apologies or explanations. So, when can I move in? I blinked. Silence. My mind raced with the past. Birthdays she forgot. Nights I cried alone. The times I begged her to just show up. I remembered the time I broke my arm at 8. She didn't come to the ER. I told my teachers, neighbors, even strangers about it, but she never came. That pain, silent, small, persistent, never really left me. We sat across from each other. I tried to speak, but nothing came out. Finally, I managed, I need to understand why you disappeared all those years before we talk about moving in. Her face hardened. I had my reasons, but now I need your help. Life's hard. You'll understand when you're older. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tell her she couldn't just waltz into my life expecting everything to be okay. But I also felt conflicted. Was I overreacting? I thought about my husband's words. People can grow. I left the cafe feeling uneasy. My safe little world suddenly felt fragile. That night, I told my husband everything. We sat in our living room while Mia played with her dolls nearby. She wants to move in, I said, voice trembling. Maybe letting her stay for a while could give you both closure, he said softly. Closure. The word tasted bitter. I wanted closure, yes. But was this it? Allowing the woman who abandoned me for years to disrupt our home? I thought about Mia, about the home we'd built together. Could I really let this happen? I offered a compromise. I'd help her find a cheap apartment or pay for a room temporarily. But she didn't see it that way. She screamed at me over the phone, calling me ungrateful, cruel, heartless. My husband held me while I cried, telling me I wasn't wrong. But my heart felt heavy with doubt. Over the next few days, I couldn't stop thinking about the past. Memories I had buried resurfaced. Christmas mornings she spent at a party instead of home. broken promises, nights I cried into my pillow while she slept somewhere else. I remembered my first day of high school, standing alone outside the cafeteria, wishing she would appear. She never did. I called my cousin, the one relative who had stayed in touch. She warned me, "She hasn't changed. She'll take over your house, your life. Don't let her." I wanted to believe in change, in redemption. But deep down, I knew the instinct that had kept me distant for 15 years was screaming the truth. The next meeting was at my house. I invited her over under the guise of talking things through. She arrived with a suitcase and a forced smile. I led her to the living room, trying to stay calm. "I thought we could start fresh," she said, settling on the couch. "You don't have to make it hard." "I want to understand," I said. "Why did you leave me? Why weren't you there when I needed you?" She shrugged, casually, like it was nothing. "Life was hard. I did what I could." I stared. "What you could?" I felt a surge of anger mixed with disbelief. All those years, all the pain, the loneliness, the fear. She dismissed it as life. Then it happened. She yelled. Full-on, public cafe-style yelling, except it was in my living room. "You're ungrateful. I gave you life, and now you won't even give me a couch to sleep on." Mia hid behind the couch, clutching her stuffed bunny. My husband stepped in, trying to calm her. But she didn't care. She paced, screamed, and laughed bitterly, accusing me of being brainwashed by my husband. I felt a storm inside me. Rage, hurt, fear. I realized then that this wasn't about needing a place. This was about control. Word got out. Relatives, distant friends, everyone had an opinion. "She's your mother. You can't abandon her. Family is family. You'll regret it when your daughter grows up." No one asked about my childhood. No one remembered the nights I spent alone. They just saw a mother and a daughter, a duty. The pressure mounted, but I felt resolute. I had to protect Mia, protect my home, protect my sanity. Then my cousin dropped the bomb. My mother wasn't homeless. She was drowning in debt, facing lawsuits, and trying to hide from creditors. She thought living with me would solve everything. Everything clicked. The apologies, the pleading, the sudden need to move in. It was all a strategy. I had been tempted by a fantasy, not reality. I called her voice steady. "I know why you really want to move in. It's not about a fresh start. It's about hiding from your problems. I won't let you ruin my family the way you ruined my childhood." She laughed bitterly. "You'll regret this when your daughter grows up and treats you the same way." Click. She hung up. Silence. I felt a mix of relief and sorrow. The confrontation was over, but the echoes remained. Now I sit in my living room, Mia playing nearby, my husband beside me. I protected my daughter, my home, my peace. I did what I thought was right, but I still wrestle with guilt. Reddit, am I the asshole? I chose myself, my family, and my boundaries over my mother's manipulation. I wonder if that makes me cruel or sane.